Alright, I am back again with day 87 of my Watch Me Stream a Game I Haven't Tried from my Steam Backlog Every Day in 2026 challenge. Today, going to the very end of the list, and we're going to play Home. This feels a lot like, what was that other game? Dead something? God, that's a fast install. I played it not too long ago. Dead Pixels. Like, I feel this came out, or Dead Pixels came out December 7th, 2012, and Home came out in, is that June 2012? Crap. June 1st, 2012. Something about 2012 was very, very big on, or people made a lot of just these pixel horror focused games, and I remember being really excited about this one too, but just never freaking tried it. So, time to fix it. And here we go. I honestly know nothing about this game though. The one tag that I did see on the store page though that was kind of intriguing is the fact that it's short. So maybe I can get this done in a single session. We shall see. Hi. Look at that face. Home, a unique horror adventure by Benjamin Rivers. Also, ignore my wife in the background. She is mostly asleep, but also coughing a lot. Either post-nasal drip or maybe getting sick again. We'll see. Anyways, here we go. Your game will be saved automatically at certain points. However, we recommend you put aside an hour and a half and complete Home in a single sitting. Ooh, okay. We can do this. Turn up the sound. Ooh, turn off the lights. Alexa, turn off computer room lights. I'm sitting in the darkness now, minus my other monitor, which has a very bright thing on it. Sorry, one sec. Where'd it go? Where'd the game go? Excuse me? Oh, that's weird. It didn't show up on the start menu for a second. That was bizarre. Okay, anyways. I guess here we go. Hour and a half-ish. Turn up the sound a little more. Beep, beep. Oh yeah, that's louder. In present space. All I remembered at that point was finding myself alone. Oh, click. Not space. Oh. Oh, my head. Where was I? It was so dark. There was something by my feet. A flashlight. Aha. Am I able to move? Oh, I can. Alright, so point and click. Where I hold the mouse is what happens. Okay. Click to open. Okay. That house. Where was I? Uh-oh. There was a body lying on the floor. Who was it? I don't know. Oh. Hi. Oh, that's a cat. God, that was loud. Nothing there. Anything beyond that? Okay. Multiple paths. We'll go down. We're going whatever this is first. Downstairs. I noticed that I limped as I moved down the stairs. How did I hurt my leg, I wondered. All I could really recall was coming home, seeing Rachel. Rachel? What? I was upset. She looked afraid. I shook my head and tried to clear it. I knew I should head downstairs, try to find a way out. Hang on. Can I go back upstairs real quick? I want to see where that cat went. Or is it locked? Nope, not locked. Oh, books. Books. Computer. Computer! The desk had a computer and some papers on it. and a single drawer. I didn't want to snoop, but did I open the drawer? Why? Receipts, pens, and a blurry photo. Looked like a store of some kind. Why did this look so familiar? Ew. Blood on the wall. It smelled fresh and sickening. I realized there was blood on my shoes and pants. Oh man, I had to get out of there. Ew. Okay, glad I doubled back for that. Also, double-clicking seems to be the way to interact with stuff. So, mousing. Oh, bookcase. The shelf was full of books on local history and hunting. Seemed like the owner of the house really knew the area. Okay. Or anything back the other way? Oh, downstairs more. Okay. The hell is that? A thin gray mouse was stuck in a trap. It looked frantic, but exhausted. Did I free it? Sure. Later, mouse. Hopefully you come back to help me at some point. More books. A collection of rusty tools. These looked like they'd seen a lot of use, and were caked in damp-smelling dirt. Why weren't they in a shed? They'd be in my dog, then. Alright, what is this? I found a picture of a couple. It looked like it had been moved a lot. There seemed to be a switch behind it. Did I push the switch? Sure. It depressed smoothly into the wall. I heard a faraway click somewhere. Okay. Exciting stuff. I'll never know what that click actually was. Whoa. Why was that so freaking loud? Oh my god. A black and white photo looked like the man upstairs, and his wife, I guessed. There was no reason for me to keep this. Did I take it? Sure. I slipped the photo into my pocket. Maybe this would help me find some answers. Sure. An old dining table covered in dirty dishes for 2 people. There were dozens of beer cans and other liquor bottles among the dishes. The smell was turning my stomach. Whoa. I'll go to start playing, remember. Okay. Okay. Alright, no loud noises. And stop myself. Okay. I gotta follow up with him. He was wanting to play some Abiotic Factor, but I had more of a busy day than I was anticipating. Alright, clock, can't do anything with. Mirror. I looked like hell. My clothes were dirty and torn, and there was mud caked all over my shoes. Okay. The bathroom was spotless. Everything had been wiped to a sheen. I wondered if it was the man's wife who did the cleaning, or him. There was a photo development tray lying on the floor. Some leftover negatives were sticking out, but they were pretty blurry. I thought I saw what looked like treetops. I'm gonna have to develop a picture later, aren't I? The front door was blocked by a pile of furniture. I knew I had to find another way out. Damn. What the hell was that? God, that was so loud. The door was taped up and seemed to be stuck. By the smell, I guessed it led to the kitchen. The switch on the wall, or the switch in the wall, appeared to have unlocked the door. Oh, okay. Perfect. Box thing? The boxes looked heavy, but there were marks on the floor. It had obviously been moved before. Maybe I had found a way out. Or I must have moved it, right? Yes. I heaved the box forward, and it finally gave. Cool. There was a ladder going underground, where the box was. A dank smell rose from the passage. Did I climb down the ladder? You bet you did. I looked again at the photo I found in the house. The couple looked distant, like they didn't want to be in the same picture. I wondered where the wife was. My leg was in terrible shape, but I had to get out. Footprints in the dirt looked like more than one kind, and a lot of traffic. Okay. Places all over were marked on the old map of town. The industrial area near the river, various houses, and even the water tower near the old rail station. Okay. Newspaper clippings from the local paper. They were all about murders in the town over the last few years. Wait. There were photos. Photos of our house. What the hell was that about? Maybe I should have looked around more. Tried to find out some kind of information. I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, crap. Alright. A work table, covered in papers, dirt, and a handgun. I hated guns. I didn't take it, did I? You bet your ass you did. I tucked the small handgun into my pocket. Its weight was somehow reassuring. Well, it shoots you in the dick. Down we go. It was so dark down there, and the air smelled stale and putrid. I couldn't believe what I saw. What was this place? The desk looked old and was caked with grime. On it was a stack of old faded paper, covered with what looked like names. They were scratched out, and illegible notes, were written up besides them in faded blue ink. I could only make out a few letters. If the have are af o ru. None of it made any sense to me. Yep, me neither. Some kind of homemade rack slung together with poorly cut wood and rope. It was caked with old blood. Ew. Somebody didn't actually use that, did they? Rudely made shelves, they looked like they were holding cans of some kind of corrosive. The labels were worn and slick, but I could still see the warnings. Wait a sec. Going back up real quick. Alright, we did that. Ah. It looked like a cage. It was small, but there was something coating the bottom. Something wet. Ew. Discharge. Some kind of old boxes. They looked like they were years old. Wait a minute. These boxes had old clothes in them. Clothes I remember throwing out after Rachel and I moved to town. What the hell were they doing here? This all taking place inside your head? I remember noticing the broken ladder. I had to be careful. Oh boy. Hmm. Oh. I don't remember if I jumped down there or found another way. It looked to be a long way. Did I jump down? No, not yet. Maybe there was some other way to get down there, or without risking any more injury to my leg. Cool. Oh, sorry. I got a bug thing in my eye. so rarely play with all the lights turned off because the LEDs really like to make competition. Hang on one sec. I'll be right back. All right. Oh, there's a skeleton over there. That's creepy sounding. There was a rope hanging there. I wasn't sure how sturdy it was. Did I take it? Yes. Maybe the rope would make that broken ladder easier to descend. Excellent. Okay. Hi. Cool. Oh, that's just where that was. I can't... Okay. Alright. There's nothing else back over here, right? The rope I found would have let me climb down the broken ladder safely. Did I climb down? Yes. Sweet. I could hear a faint hum, and the smell from before started to get worse. Ew. Sounds like a generator, or something. A bunch of old newspapers. Wheat pasted together? What the heck is that? A message had been hastily smeared onto it. Keep out, danger due to cave-in. Okay. Oops. There we go. Whoa. Holy loud. Interesting door. I could still feel a faint impression of the rope I had slid down on as I pressed against the heavy metal door. It was probably for the best that I hadn't jumped. The ache in my leg was bad enough as it was. If I could have, though, I would have run straight out of those awful tunnels. Who would keep such a place? At least, I thought I had found that old handgun. It seemed to work, and from the smell of it, it had been used already. I kept the gun in my pocket. It seemed a familiar weight there. There was dirt on the ground, it looked wet, and there was grass smeared with it. Or grass smeared within it. Interesting. Up or down? Or sorry, up or right? Try right first. I could hear a faint trickling sound, like water. What was that? A kitchen knife covered in drying blood. Thinking about it made me sick. I didn't even want to touch it. Did I take the knife? Yes, you did. I slipped the knife in my boot, since I had the gun in my pocket. Did I really need all this? You never know. Okay. Disgusting. It was a mess of filthy garbage bags. There were rips and tears in most of the bags. Ew. What looked like old videotapes was sticking out. Did I take the tape? Sure. I wasn't sure what I hoped to discover with the tape, but I took it anyway. Awesome. Believe what you're hoping to find is a way to destroy the tape. Maybe. Alright. I know this thing said I could beat it in a single sitting. I have to go check on one of my kids. I think I hear him crying. I'm going to pause this for a second, and I will be back. I am back. That hadn't happened in a while, but my middle kid wakes up every once in a while just crying and yelling, and he's nigh inconsolable for a little while, so I had to take some time, get him all settled. Now I'm back. Let's keep going. Enter. What the hell was I doing? That was all the gross trash bags, right? I didn't want to keep digging through this mess. Cool. So that's all that was here. Right, that was the exit. Sorry, didn't play for like 5 minutes and already forgot what the hell was going on. Odd, there was a similar dirt on my own shoes. Okay. Have I been messing this up the whole time? Should I have been doing these like twice? I didn't want to go back into those tunnels. It seemed better not to press on, or it seemed better to press on. Oh, okay. Cool, so went up there, there's only trash. Going in here. Seems like it's just trying to guide me to that exit before we go that way. God, so loud. Jesus, the door was locked. There was a musty smell from inside. I wasn't sure, but I thought it was some kind of regulator. I had no idea how it worked. It was like a control console to me. I wasn't sure what those valves were for. Did I turn it anyways? Yeah, why not? Okay. Whatever these valves did, this one wasn't pumping water anymore. Oops. Now the fire demons get to come out after me. Maybe I should do the exit, or maybe that was locked. Let's find out. There was a rusty ladder sunk into the water, which smelled disgusting. I knew I couldn't climb down that. Maybe I could find a way to drain the putrid water. Okay. Click. Double click. Enter. Oh, there we go. Whoa. Oh, that was weird. Okay. It got stuck. Alright, we're back though. Alright, so that was locked. Did something in here. On to room 2. Or Z, possibly. I thought I could turn this water valve to shut off its flow. Did I turn it? Yes. Valve was still active. Did I turn it again? Yes. Looked like I turned off the water flow in this valve. Okay. Gonna be some other giant loud-ass jump scare soon, right? 3 and 4. Thought I could turn this valve, or this water valve to shut its flow. Yep. Valve was still active. Turn it again. Yep. Valve was still active. Did I turn it again? Yep. Okay. This one takes 4. 1. Nope. Okay. Looked like I turned off the water flow in this valve. Okay. Door's still locked. Musty smell from inside. Okay. Hey, we did it. Oh. Looked like the water drained out of that grate in the wall. Okay. Clicking, enter, space, left, right. There was a small metal key left floating in the shallow pool of rancid water. Did I take it? Of course. Yes. I pocketed the small key, but it was so odd-shaped, I had no idea what it might open. Okay. If it's this door, holy shit. The safety poster had definitely seen better days. How old was that facility? Door was locked. I could see a faint light within. Oh. And what's in here? Oh boy. Security camera. There was a security camera in the room. There must have been a way to see what had happened. Maybe the VHS tape I found could be useful. Another body? Found another dead body, a sewer worker. By the wounds all over his face and body, I figured he'd been stabbed repeatedly. Yeesh. There was a key ring sticking out of the man's pocket. Did I take it? Of course you did. Thought about the knife I had found with some disgust as I carefully picked up the keys from his pocket. Was almost worried he was going to grab me. Nope. Dead people don't grab you. There's a hint of fresh air here. I must have been near an exit, but I wondered, what did that key I found in the sewer worker do? And what was in the videotape I found? An exposed ventilation shaft. Maybe someone crawled through there? But it was so high up, that must have been a sore landing. I made my way up the ladder as best I could on my leg. Would I really need that gun or that knife before the end? I wondered what was on that VHS tape I found, or in that locker room, or in that locked room. Should I have gone back to check? My head was buzzing with questions and tired thoughts as I ascended the ladder. Suddenly, as I lifted the heavy lid above me, I could smell fresh, old pine trees. Oh. Nice. Is that kind of the game's subtle way of saying, hey, you kind of fucked up? Oh, my ears. Ladder I can't reach? I had the little key I had fished out of the murky puddle in the sewers. It fit. I heaved open the rusty door. Oh. God, dude. The wind was picking up a bit. The night air had become strangely chilly. Can I go back? Oh my god, that's so bad. Please. Stop. This must have been the entrance to the forest that was mentioned on that map I had seen. Whoever was poking around in those tunnels underneath that man's house had scribbled notes on this place, but I couldn't make them out. Here the sign pointed out various campsites and walking paths within the woods, like how the P and the H meet up. It mentioned a river and maybe a washroom, but the rest was too faded to see clearly. Oh. It's just crawling through bushes, huh? That's neat. Oh, there's a lot of spots for it. Okay. I'm pushing forward way faster than I normally would with this kind of a game. Hmm. The lid had fallen on the entrance there and was stuck shut. Oh. Ugh. You know what? I think I'm gonna call it here for now. I want to finish this, but I'm also just I'm not feeling it. I want to finish the story. I want to know what happens next. I really want to go play a multiplayer game with some friends. So I'm going to stop and I'm going to go do that instead. I'll come back later and I will finish this probably tomorrow just to get it off my plate and not have to think about it. So, anyways, if you're watching this later, thank you so much for watching and we'll catch you in the next one. Till then, take it easy. Peace.